We're building a community, and we're still doing all the things we love. We're getting the most out of every day. One day we'll rest, but not today.
Right, thanks for tuning in, and if you are tuning in, you're about to watch a great game. It's going to be the New Zealand Indoor Bowls Masters Triples Final, and we're watching two North Taranaki teams, one skipped by Neville Ciccone with Christine Midgley and Lorraine Ciccone, and the other one skipped by Andrew Brunton with David Brunton and Yvonne Brunton. I'm Alex Reid, and I'm joined in the country box today by Georgia Watt. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's nice to be in kind of a different scene of the bowls world.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's behind a microphone unusual for you, Georgia?
No, it's actually kind of what I get paid to do on the daily, but yeah, it's kind of nice to combine the bowls world and my normal job together.
Excellent. It's exciting, and this is a good start here from these teams. This is their fifth or sixth game of the day, I think. They would have started off at the round of 32 and worked their way through to this broadcast mat that we've got set up in front of the stadium.
And of course, as you mentioned earlier, two North Taranaki teams, which is quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting. It'll be cool. The district, North Taranaki district, will be pretty excited at that, and there'll be some people at home hopefully tuning into this broadcast, watching.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of North Taranaki supporters still down here too, which is quite cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose these teams, if they're from the same centre, will have played each other a lot, so they'll know exactly what to expect.
Yeah, no doubt. It's probably a little different floor-wise compared to Club 2000, what they used to be playing on. But real good to see two teams like this going together.
Yeah, you hail from that area originally, don't you, Georgia? Did you play for both centres?
Yeah, I played a bit for Taranaki in the younger days, and then later on in juniors played in North Taranaki. So pretty familiar with these two teams. Very good bowlers in each.
Cool. And this is Paul Midgley's mum, I believe.
Yes, of course, Paul Midgley won a few titles back in the day, so it'll be cool to see his mum do the same today.
He's in the audience cheering her on. And a reasonable start here from both teams. They're feeling the mat out. Both of these teams we've already seen on the live stream today. So the mat has been moved back a few feet, and there's a different mat down. So hopefully they've noticed, because it won't be the same as what they've been playing on. Lovely camera angle there of the crowd and the broadcast mat in the foreground. As Neville gets down on his backhand by the looks. Doesn't seem too happy with that one.
No. Bit of green missing in that one.
So Orange is holding one. What would you do here, Georgia?
Probably try cover the blue there. If I was the opposition, I'll be trying to move the jack in the next one.
Yeah, for sure. So Andrew's he's looking at that bowl with intent. As it comes in. Yep, exactly like you said.
Yeah, definitely a really good bowl there.
Great shot. So you got the two oranges sitting. We've got all the blues out to the right, sort of from like 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock on the screen. I'd love to use them somehow. It looks like that's not what he's done. Neville on his forehand. Going to get a wick, is he?
Straight through.
Great effort. So that was sort of the right weight. He was looking to be a bit tighter there, I think, Georgia, through that front blue.
Yeah, and speaking of weight as well, I think it's that area of the hall we've been finding it's quite quick as well. So these teams will be having to make that adjustment too. Yep,
absolutely. We saw the my favourite bit of the national singles final earlier on in the week was coming on this downhill way. Sean Blackburn, the eventual winner. First bowl off the mat, second bowl off the mat, third bowl off the mat. But his fourth one stayed on. He only dropped a couple, I think.
Yeah, I think a few people have been playing on that area since has understood why that happened to Sean, especially myself.
Yeah, very, very easy. Very, very easy to happen. And a two there on that first end of the 10 that we will be playing to Brunton, and Brunton.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Playing with your family.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about the sport, I think, Georgia, and you'll be in a similar boat. I know myself, I started playing because my mother played, and it was good to take my sister and I along to a club night when we were 8 or 9 instead of finding someone else to look after us, and we kicked it from that.
Definitely the same story here too.
It's a great sport for that, and cool to see families still going. Andrew having a chat to Neville there about something by the looks.
That's the thing with playing, I guess, region mates. You kind of be familiar with how each other bowls, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they'll know what to expect from each other here, Neville and Andrew. It'll be interesting to see how that dynamic plays into a final. I suppose when you're in a national final, it must feel a bit different to playing someone at a club tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
Fair effort there. That orange bowl, you know, it might not look so pretty, but in triples in particular, the jack always moves back, so it's a good place to put a bowl as a catcher.
Yeah, very handy.
Yeah, she won't be too pleased with that. Zacconi, that's her name. I easily forget things, Georgia. It's easier with the Bruntons because it's 3 Bruntons.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing here if you're blue, do you reckon?
I think we definitely need some blue in the back there. Like you said before, the jack's only moving backwards in a game like this. So
Yeah.
definitely somewhere around the back.
For sure. It's Midgley on her backhand, watching that bowl. Yeah, good
Oh,
call.
very nice swap there.
Oh. It fell off.
Just keeps rolling.
Would have been a great place to finish because then it would have allowed her skip or even her with her next bowl to play a more aggressive,
move the
shot
jack.
there. Move the jack back.
Very nice bowl from David in here.
Yeah, great shot there. David Brunton. So do you know much about the Bruntons? Did you come across them much when you were playing in that neck of the woods, Georgia?
Yeah, back in the day, played a few matches against David. Always pretty consistent down in the Cardiff Hall. And, of course, Andrew as well, up in Club 2000. Also pretty consistent.
So they've been playing bowls for a while, the Brunton brothers?
Yeah, as long as I can remember, as long as I've been playing bowls, they've always been pretty active at
There or
tournaments.
thereabouts. Okay. It's good. They'll be pleased to get this sort of to this point. I know Andrew's won a couple of Masters titles before. Again, that lovely shot there of the crowd and the players crossing over on the mat, the broadcast mat. Sort of a loose-ish end here. You kind of expect to see sometimes in the first couple of ends of game.
Yeah, as they're kind of sounding out the mat and seeing how it plays. Really good to go down for someone like Andrew, and have that position on the mat.
Yeah, rightly so. So we see the Bruntons have scored a 2 on that the first end of the final. And looking pretty good here. Neville's going to have to play a couple of good bowls if he wants to score a point. How's this?
It's tracking well there.
Oh, great
Very
effort
close.
there. He's unlucky because he's gone really close to the jack, but left the head pretty much exactly the same as it was before his bowl.
You never really want that, do you?
Always disappointing when you can't change something. Andrew looking at this one, just slightly overplayed. Oh, both off the net. We see Neville come up to the head now to have a look. What do you think his shot is, Georgia?
I think it's got to play it simple because, I mean, there's not too many back blue bowls, so a nice draw in there could be handy.
Yeah, even if he only drops a 1 here,
Yeah.
you're happy days at the start of a final. You'll be 3 down after 2. That's neither here nor there, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely dropping 1 would be far better than dropping the 3 they've currently got there.
Let's let it go on his forehand. You see it coming to shot shortly. Tracking in nicely there. It's a lovely angle there to see how the bowl's tracked.
Yeah, cut that down nicely.
Great shot there from Neville. Neville's his name. Neville Zacconi, the skip of the team. Just dropping a 1, so 3-0 now after 2 ends.
Really good start for the Bruntons there.
It's been a great Nationals to have in the Blenheim district. Georgia, have you been here long?
Yeah, I've actually been in Blenheim 14 months now, so just over a year, and it's actually really nice to have Nationals here. We do play a bit of bowls down at the Blenheim Indoor Sports Stadium, but to have it in the Stadium 2000 here is awesome, eh?
Pretty cool, and the district offers a lot for visiting bowlers.
Yeah, there's a lot to do. Of course, Marlborough very well known for the wineries, but a few people been saying our food range has been pretty good too.
Yep, I can attest to that.
It's the main part about Nationals. There's bowls and then there's the food.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the great things is our national sort of bounces around the country and indoor. Any city that has a stadium big enough to hold sort of 60, 70 mats is a possibility for Nationals to be held at. So you get to sort of see a bit of the country in the sport.
Yeah, it's a good way to kind of explore a different region.
So we see Brunton on the forehand, just pushing a little bit wide. Fair effort. Blue's got the better at the start already of this end, and they will be looking to score. You don't mind sort of dropping the first couple of ends, but that first point on the board in any game I find a relief. Because until then,
when you finally score, you can kind of settle down a bit more.
Yeah. Everyone will be looking down the barrel of a down trout. We have a in indoor bowls. We've got a North Island team and a South Island team, and they tour alternately. I was part of a North Island triples team once. We went to where was it? I think it was South Otago. I was playing the triples, and the opposition skip. The first thing he said to us is, "Oh, in 1995, a down trout Rod Fleming's team." I thought, "Oh, you're
It's not a good start,
you're
though.
a confident guy." What does he know? Anyway, after 8 ends, we were 13-0 down. And it was pretty stressy, Georgia. But
Yep.
my skip, Grant Rayner, clutched his last bowl, scored one, saved the down trout, or I would have been running for the hills.
I must say, last night I played in academy pairs, and the first game, 13-0 to the opposition, which not the greatest way to play an academy, but
Call it an unlucky number for them, hopefully.
yeah.
So we see here sort of a reasonable head developing. We've had sort of orange just trying to get some position back, but blue's looking the better of these two, aren't they?
Yeah, they definitely are. I feel like the players starting to get used to the mat now.
Neville just asking, do you want to play the forehand or the backhand to Midgley? Midgley's mum. He's got 4 national titles, says Paul Midgley, and his mum's looking to sort of join the family.
Yeah, the family
Family
tradition of winning national titles. Christine's
Absolutely.
been very consistent, another Taranaki player who's always up there in the Opens as well.
Oh, she's a bit stiff there. Still not the end of the world. She would have killed for that. If that orange bowl had sat down, the jack would have popped back to that blue Sydney at 6 o'clock.
But it has set it up very well for Neville's first bowl as well.
Absolutely. Which is what Andrew's thinking. You know, he's thinking, well, if I leave it like this, the jack's popping straight back to that blue.
Yeah.
What do I do? And there's a couple of options there. He could try and roll that orange around for another third shot so that when the jack goes to the blues, only one down. I think that's what he's probably looking at. Other options on the other hand, the forehand side, there's a orange bowl sitting at 11 o'clock that he could try punch through that split. On the backhand, if he clears it, he's close.
Tracking very well there.
That's a great bowl, and he's pretty pleased with himself there. Got a little bit of a fist pump. Good to see in bowls. Would have hoped it was a little bit better than that, though. I think the jack's still going to those blues.
Yeah, I think if this is in line here.
Close here. This is close.
Yeah, very nice
What a
bowl from
shot.
Neville.
It's ironic, actually, because Andrew's bowl was the one that the jack ended up using. Great shot there. As we said, if they can just hold on to this, just score some points, get on the board, the nerves sort of go away, and then you can just focus. Andrew's saying something. Let's see what he gets down and tries to play here. On the back end, watching this with a real intent.
Trying to punch the orange there, it looked like.
Yeah, but stiff not to get a better result. Like this collision bowl's ended up right to the far right of the head, and he wasn't that far away. Looking like a couple, 2.5 there to blue, so Neville's just looking at a way to add a third. You'd think he'd be on that other side of the mat.
Yeah, nice draw in there.
He's okay. Let it go. Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
gone very wide there. Just a touch short.
yeah, it wasn't not his best effort in this final, but he played a bomb of a first bowl. So it looks like there's at least 2 there. They've conceded, and we'll see if it's a third one or if we get a measure or an umpire. How good are the blue and orange bowls, Georgia?
Oh, it's so much better to see, isn't it? A lot of people been saying, the spectators this week, that it's so much easier to watch the bowls from afar. And quite nice to play with, aren't they?
Yeah, I like the new bowls, the new composite bowls, blue and orange, black and yellow. They sort of sit nice in your hand, and because they're a denser composite, because they're the different colours, you just get, it's just cleaner shots happen. You know,
Yeah.
you can hit it and stuff, just sort of, that's cleaner.
And from a skip's perspective as well, you can kind of see down the other end, you know, the head a bit clearer.
Yeah, for sure.
Looks like 3 there.
3. Oh, so they've started off their scoring with a 3-scorer treble on the third end of this final to level the final 3-all after 3, all the 3s.
Yeah, no doubt nerves will be relaxed now, probably a bit more even.
For for sure, and it's a good way to start off your scoring in a final as we go to this downhill way. So just watch the players and see if they've remembered that it's a bit quick this way. It can be very difficult to stop your bowl. Lorraine being clever there. She's playing on her forehand, so that's the hand that doesn't swing as much. So it means that on a downhill way, she won't get punished so much if she misses her line.
Yeah, I definitely found that playing on that mat earlier this week. I'm going the other hand, definitely runs a lot quicker.
It just doesn't want to stop, eh?
Yeah.
See Yvonne Brunton here on her forehand as well, following it down. Fair effort here from both these leads. Good bowl. Can't hear it, but there is music going in the background as well, Georgia, and what a magnificent idea that's been from the NZIB
It has,
executive.
hasn't it? I noticed in the Master Singles they weren't having it, but I'm loving the fact they've brought it out for the Master Triples final again.
Yeah, it's brilliant. They haven't tuned into your radio station, Georgia. They've used a playlist, but that's okay. Next time.
You know, the playlist has actually been quite good in the past few days. Few hits in there.
Yeah, I haven't been too upset. Great shot there. I've been talking by Brunton there, pulling the jack back. I think they probably heard a little bit too country for my liking.
Yeah.
But that's just a personal taste.
They were going a bit opera on the first few days, but that seems to have disappeared recently.
Oh, and did you hear the crowd there? How good. I love it when we get a pantomime happening at a bowls final, as Christine Midgley just managed to find that gap, but unlucky. Short on the downhill.
Yeah, cutting in his green a bit there too as well.
Yeah, very easy to do. So we see this head, sort of a tough one. It's a little bit scattered out. I think Christine will just be looking to draw one as close as she can. This is not far away if she gets that square in the guts.
Very nice bowl in there.
Good shot. Andrew Brunton calling his brother on the forehand side. I notice, and you might be able to shed some light on this, that the three Bruntons have extremely similar kneeling mats. And I have a recollection at a North Island Championships that they were selling them. Do you know anything about the kneeling mats, Georgia?
Well, you know what? You've mentioned they have the same, but I feel like most of Taranaki, it's a club called Cardiff up by the mountain, they all have very similar bowling mats. So I think there must be someone in that club just making these mats for them, eh?
There's someone somewhere doing those things. That's quite. I'm quite impressed, but all three are the same. I thought that was unlikely, and then I remembered I just had just a sort of vague memory of the North Island Championships that people were buying them.
They're pretty good mats though, aren't they?
They are. I wouldn't mind one myself, actually. So if anyone's listening and knows me, just let me know where I can get one from. So we see what happened with that first bowl. Let's wait a second. Andrew just wanders down to play his one.
Having a bit of a ponder at the head there.
Yeah, he's just taking his... Oh, he's opted to change to the forehand side. See him looking very, very focused. Andrew Brunton. Let it go. Bit of a push. You can see the reflection of the jack on that blue. About 2 feet up from the spot. At about 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock, there's that blue, there's a jack. You can see the reflection there. And the jack must be in just behind that orange, I think.
Yeah, looks to be.
Neville and Christine just having a nosy at the head, see what's on. I'm not sure there's much on here, Georgia. I'm not sure what I'd play.
No, it's kind of a bit scattered at the moment, isn't it? Obviously, there's the two orange and blue bowls in there. Not actually sure who's got shot at the moment.
Oh, we'll find out soon enough, I suppose. So we see Neville get down to play on his forehand. And if he plays it with intent, he doesn't have the shot. And if he doesn't, he does.
I think that's a pretty good summary of most bowls, isn't it?
Here we go, up to the head.
Oh.
He mustn't have the shot there. I think it must be one orange, and he's just missed. So, yep, the Brunton brother indicating that it's one orange.
What would you do in Andrew's position here?
That's a great question. I think I would do very little. I think if I could find a safe way to draw a second shot, I would. I might try and draw my backhand or you
Oh.
give it away. You know,
Yeah,
that's
taking the
fine.
very safe option here,
That's
isn't it?
fine. That's the safest
move.
option. So 1 point there, 1 orange, 4-3 after 5 ends, I think. It might be after 4 ends. Oh, wait, after 4. Yeah, very quick on the scoreboard is Tamara. After 4 ends, 4-3 to Brunton, and Brunton. And a good game we're seeing so far.
It's nice to have a good close game in the final, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's always good to have a close game in the final. It can be anticlimactic for both, I find, when it's a one-sided one. Although I'm never upset to win something.
No.
But you do get a bit of satisfaction if you can just grind out a win in a close game.
Yeah, when it comes down to the last few ends.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely keeps the crowd into it as well.
Yes, for sure. And it's just nice to show a bit of fight. Lorraine on her forehand, somewhere near Andrew's nail it. She is finished. It's like there aren't marks on the ground, Georgia.
Yes, one of the key rules, the very handy marks, keep you out of the camera.
Thank you, Neville. He's out there having a bit of laugh about it. Neville did a great job there and just sort of shuffling Andrew away for us, which is cool, so we can all see the head. Yeah, I understand it. I mean, it is a bit of an imposition on players that we ask in these sort of live streamed broadcast games. But it's for everyone's best interest. You know, you get a bit of bowls on TV.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome to see too.
Oh, is she going to stay? Yeah, she stayed.
A few
That's
handy
fine.
back bowls in there, isn't there?
Could see a big rake happening for blue shortly, I think. Watching this one. Reasonable shot there. The question is, how committed is Christine Midgley going to be to this bowl? You either try and build your number where the jack is, so she's either drawing close or she's raking it all the way back on her backhand to that back blue.
I feel like this one's going to be a nice close draw in there.
She's answered that question by shaping up on the forehand. So she's just going to try and get as close as she can. She wants this one to break, needs it to come down.
Very
shot
good
there.
cover on the orange there.
Good bowl. She might have even made it 1 to blue. So we see David Brunton on the backhand looking for movement, and he's
Yeah, he's
found
played
it too.
that very well there.
That's a great shot. That's brilliant. I don't know what you do now, Georgia.
Looking pretty handy on the front blue there, isn't it? Whether you run it through and separate the 2 orange currently sitting there.
For sure, and if you clear it, you sort of open it up, or you could play the backhand as Christine's doing. She must be looking to find that same track, I suppose. She gets down, it's close.
They do have a really handy black back blue bowl there too.
Yeah. She's changed the head around a little bit there, I suppose. It'll be interesting to see what shot Neville finds to play with his couple of bowls. We see that lovely camera angle again. Crowd is building as we head towards the Open Triples final. Nice to have an appreciative crowd in.
Yeah, it's awesome to see just the amount of people down here for the Masters final as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and a supportive crowd too. And we saw that yesterday or last night for the Academy and Masters match that you were talking about earlier. Awesome crowd that we had in.
Yeah, very very noisy crowd too, which I actually quite enjoy about Academy.
Yeah, it's cool. Hopefully it sort of seeps into the what's acceptable for a bowls crowd, Georgia. I would love to see it. What a shot!
That's a stunning draw in there from Neville.
I wouldn't have done that in a million years. That
No.
was absolutely brilliant there from Neville Ciccone. He knows what he can do.
And that's why he's in the final.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say that he's done that more than once today. Andrew looking for the orange to clean it out.
Oh, incredible shot
Good
there from
shot
Andrew.
there from Andrew Brunton as well. Might be holding 2 now. Brilliant bowls. Skips trading blows here. I don't know what's on. Maybe the backhand, if he plays the backhand to our right. You see we've got to our left now through that gate. He's got that blue bowl and the orange bowl. If you can just sort of shuffle a little bit, you might be able to move the jack back for one.
Yeah, I definitely think moving the jack here is key for their position of bowls.
So we see Neville, he's lining up on the forehand. That's what he's looking to do. He's let it go with intent. This is real close here, Georgia.
Yeah, tracking well.
Great
Oh,
shot.
great bowl there from Neville.
It's brilliant bowls. Brilliant bowls. 4 perfect bowls there from the skips. Fantastic. And we see Ciccone level up now for all after 5 ends of the 10 that they will play in this final.
Halfway through and we're even.
Yeah, they wasted the first 5 ends. It's great to see these teams trading blows. Slightly overthrown jack on the downhill way, sorry. Andrew opting to put the jack, say, just about a foot up from the square. On the forehand, I've seen this lady play, Lorraine, play a little bit. Did you come across her much when you're in the Taranaki region, Georgia?
No, I actually haven't. But she, from looking at today of their team, pretty consistent lead, isn't she?
Yeah, I saw her. Where did I see her? Maybe at the... I played a Probin, so North Taranaki plays Waikato in the Probin, and I saw her play there, and I was quite impressed by her bowl, so perhaps she's a sort of newish addition, just starting now to come out to the bigger events.
It's kind of what you basically want as a lead, isn't it? Just someone behind the jack.
Yeah, steady, there or thereabouts all the time.
Yeah.
Again, we see a good example here. The bowl short, but still 2 pretty good bowls there from Lorraine. Yvonne now on the backhand. Very focused looking lady is Yvonne.
Yeah, looking to drag the jack back here.
Oh, found the gap. Beautiful weight. It's level with that bowl. She was looking to trail it back too, but not quite the right green. The District Challenge, are you participating in that, Georgia, this afternoon or this evening?
I'm actually somewhat of the MC and umpire.
So yes.
They've actually never umpired before, so it should go down pretty interesting. I don't even have measures, so
I would just do whatever you want if I was you.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use some other objects that aren't measures to measure.
Whatever works.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's been it's a great event, that District Challenge, and a good bowl there by Brunton while we're talking. But just to explain to the viewers what the District Challenge is, it's a newish concept from New Zealand Indoor Bowls. Midweek during the Nationals, every district can put in a team of 4 players. You're the umpire, so you know more than me, but my understanding is a team of 4 players, it's triples, and it carousels through, doesn't it? It revolves through every end.
Yeah, and there's also, of course, the power play option as well, where you can double your points on an end. Just adds a bit of fun to it, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and I'm pretty sure we don't straighten the jack. I think the leads can chuck the jack.
Yeah, and there was
wherever.
also, I think it was in the first year, if you burnt it, the jack got replaced.
Yes, that was fun. That got abused a little bit, that one. But just a great event and a good opportunity for people to just have a good time. District Challenge, always well received, very, very funny.
Yeah, a lot of people actually now look forward to it as one of the better events of the Nationals, isn't it?
Yeah, always good to have a couple of lemonades while you're participating as well.
And people are actually getting quite strategic about their teams as well now.
Yeah, it's really, really good to see. So we're excited for that. And Matsai Productions, who did the singles, I believe are going to be there at the District Challenge. So if you want to watch what it's all about, check out the New Zealand Indoor Bowls Facebook page. And about, do you know when it starts, Georgia?
6 o'clock it starts.
At about 6 o'clock, and you'll be in for a treat. Meanwhile, we've seen the head it's been left alone after that orange bowl, the good bowl by David Brunton for 1. Big chance here for Neville Ciccone to
yeah, some really handy blue bowls in there.
Great chance here. Feather off at first. Good shot there from Neville Ciccone. The jack is set to spring to the oranges, so Andrew can play this bowl with confidence. Look just to pop it a little bit. That's what he's doing. He's very close.
Yeah, he's line striking well. Yeah, very nice bowl there from Andrew. Looking to definitely have 2 in there.
Good shot from Andrew Brunton. Very excitable man at the moment. And
Yeah,
3 orange.
3 orange.
Good shot. Changed it around nicely. 7-4 to Brunton and Brunton after 6 ends, I think, of the 10 end final. Yes, after 6 ends, we're on end 7 now. What's your read of the game so far, Georgia?
I think there's been some pretty consistent ends in there, eh? It's no one person just playing outstanding. They're both playing really well, which is great to see in a final.
Yeah, for sure. It is really good to see in a final. I'm not sure which team I think will win this one yet, Georgia. I think we've seen... I don't know. I sort of wanted to go to an extra end. As you say, we've seen it being sort of seesawing battle. Neville's played a couple of big bowls, but so has Andrew.
Yeah, and we actually haven't had an extra end in a final yet. I feel like we're definitely due for one out of these nationals.
Yeah, now's the hour, I reckon. So you heard it here first. Extra end. We'll go to 11 ends in this Masters triples final. As Yvonne Brunton gets down to play her bowl on her forehand. I didn't think she liked it by the way she looked, but it's quite a good
it's not
bowl.
looking too bad there, is it?
I'd
Always
be-
handy to have those back bowls.
I'd be happy. So I think we'll see Lorraine switch to her forehand too. Even if she moves the jack back at this point, it's fine.
Yeah,
Because if you do it, the opposition's not.
exactly. It's a good way of thinking that.
She's sort of, it's not ideal.
No, just a touch. Bit short there.
Yeah. She's given, unfortunately, she's given David Brunton a good track. All he now has to think is if I get underneath that blue,
Looks like he's going around it there.
if I get underneath that blue, I'm good. But he hasn't done that in this situation. He has stayed on the mat though, so that's okay. Neville calling Christine Midgley on her forehand. The little pusher upper as well. I wonder if they're made by the same people who made the kneelers of the other three.
Maybe it's just a Taranaki thing.
Great effort. That's fine. It gives them a good one to recover with once David gets this shot. She should do. He's tight. He hasn't.
Yeah, he's probably adjusted a little bit too much there. I'm missing a bit of green in there.
Yeah. Apart from the weight in the green, that was a good bowl there from David Brunton. We've got. That was harsh. It's usually what I say to my team when I miss a bowl. We've got. Sorry.
I'm sure David didn't hear that. It's all right.
Yeah. Sorry when you listen back, David.
We're still on the mat. That's one positive.
Yep. Yeah, and he had the right bias too. We see.
It's always good when you got the right bias.
See, Andrew Brunton looked to show David what he was looking for. Just needs to get underneath that blue bowl. It's a lovely track. Half a chance here from Andrew Brunton.
Yeah,
This
that's
is very
tracking
close.
nice line there.
Very, very happy with himself there with that shot for one.
And of course the blue bowl's still sitting there as well as Neville bowls down.
Neville close. He's close here with this one. Little feather first. Didn't need it.
Oh,
Great
very
shot
nice.
there from Neville Ciccone. Calm, cool as a cucumber, Mr. Ciccone. Just boom, two. Andrew saying something. They're sharing a smile, so it must have been funny. Nice forehand too. Just following the same thing that Neville did, isn't he, Georgia?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's got nice surrounding oranges. Hopefully move it to the back.
Oh, but unlucky there. Gave it a chance.
Doesn't look too happy with that.
No, I've seen happier people. And Neville, come have a look at the head here. Remember they're 4-7 down on the 7th end, so there's 3 to go after this. Holding 1 on the head. You really want to make a bonus happen.
Yeah, at this point in the final, you kind of want to get as many points as possible.
Nightmare scenario is giving the shot away somehow, but it should be safe-ish. On his backhand. Let it go. He's very close here. He's very close
Yeah,
here.
and coming in nicely
Good
there.
shot there from Neville Ciccone. I think he's just fallen out. Nearly in for 2. Might not quite be enough. We'll see as David Brunton concedes 1 shot at least. I'll have a look at the head. Pulling some bowls back.
Looking like they're going to measure this one.
It's interesting. Looks like it blew from this camera angle.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's just the yellow, the orange is kind of different angle there.
Yeah, asking Christine to measure. So, Nundle bowls. It's the team with the last bowl gets the measure. I love Christine's measures, by the way. The old plastic insulite
It's very,
measures.
very club measures, isn't it?
Yeah, it's top-notch stuff. You're literally not allowed to use them if you're an umpire. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
You can't use plastic measures if you're an umpire, but you can if you're a player. Good old Henselite, maybe like size 4 measures or something. She's doing a bit of acrobatics there.
Must be very close down there.
Yep, I think it's an umpire time, and we will not be seeing her use the plastic measures.
First time the umpire's been called in this final as well.
Yes, it is, yeah. Gives the players a chance to regroup. I usually try not to watch the umpire because I get a bit stressed. So we see her here. She'll measure. If it's if this was a situation there was a bowl standing up and a bowl sitting flat, she'd measure the bowl sitting flat first, but both are sitting flat, so it doesn't matter which one she goes to first here. Just taking her time. Must be stressful for the umpire too, I suppose, to measure in a national final.
Yeah, because it's kind of one you want to get spot on, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I know there's been a national final before where they thought it was 5 shots and they'd conceded 2 and it was a measure for 3rd, 4th and 5th, and I think the umpire's glasses fell onto the head and broke the head up.
Oh,
so it just stayed at 2. Interesting. Imagine that'd be the worst nightmare for an umpire and the players.
yes, you definitely wouldn't feel good after that, would you?
It was a triples final too, I believe, in the mid-90s. So what happened there, Georgia? Was it?
So I believe it was another blue there too, which brings it to 7-6 after 7 ends.
Excellent. So 7-6 after 7 ends. This final's tightened right up again. Exciting times at indoor bowls in Blenheim. The rain.
Yeah,
She's playing lovely bowls.
Very consistent in this final too.
Yeah, just nice and steady. She got one of those kneelers as well.
Looks like it, doesn't it? A nice wee circle kneeler.
Interesting.
We need to find these kneelers, don't we?
I do. I'm on a mission. They look so comfortable, and I play on 2 knees, but I've got 1 sore knee, so I usually just use like a microfiber cloth or something.
Yeah.
Be excellent. Be perfect.
Looks like they're made of like sheep wool or something.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she's got the same kneeler. Interesting. Anyway, back to the bowls.
Those kneelers must be a Taranaki thing.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, she's switched. So she's going to stop.
It's that end, isn't it? As we mentioned earlier, that happened in the final to Sean Blackburn and quite a few other people experiencing
on that same hand too, on that backhand side, they just don't want to stop. So we see Yvonne Brunton on the forehand. This is close here. This is a good shot. Good try. Happy enough. Oh, excuse me. She'll be happy enough with that, I think.
No doubt Christine looking to get probably somewhere near just behind the jack there, setting up perfectly for their skip.
Yep, for sure. She's fallen just a little bit short, but she won't be too unhappy with that. It's interesting, triples. It's all about pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. When you can't get into the bigger team ones, and it's more about building the head and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. In a game of 4s, you see a lot more positional play from the first 4 bowls. A lot of skips asking for bowls sort of past their head first, and then they look to move the jack back to them. And triples, it's much more about, you just want to, it's essentially you're chasing the jack all the time. You just want to get the shot, put the pressure on. Such a changeable game. You can see big numbers happen out of nowhere in a game of triples. Very stressful times. That's what we see Neville there ask Christine to do. Let's just draw close. You can see her son in the audience, sitting in between Daryl Gallagher and Grant Lamy, looking pretty calm. I think it was about time he had a stressful final watching his mum playing.
Yeah, I think so too, isn't it? Usually it's the other way round. Paul's pretty common with playing in the finals here at Nationals, so it's quite cool to see him supporting his mum today.
Absolutely. It'll be a very happy day in the Midgley household if she's able to pull it off. And a title that Paul won't be able to get for some time as well.
Very good point there. Probably a few years off being a part of the Masters.
We see David Brunton on his backhand with a bit of oomph, giving it a go.
Just missing a bit of green in that one.
I feel like this is a new combination, the Bruntons as well. We had, I know Andrew Brunton's won 2 or 3 Masters competitions before. Yeah,
he had a really good Nationals a few years back now. I'm pretty sure he won about two Master titles and 1 Nationals.
Yeah, it looks like, I think he won the singles in 2016 in Tauranga. And potentially other ones. that I can't see because I'm blind. What we're saying is he's won Masters titles before.
Yes.
But I don't think he's won them with his family yet. So it'll be very special for Andrew as well and the two other Bruntons if they're able to win this title. Close here. Good shot there from Andrew Brunton.
As we've said in the past, those back bowls come in super handy in games like triples, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's all about chasing the jack. So great shot there from Andrew, popping the jack back. Getting very excitable, very proud man is Andrew Brunton. He wears his Masters national title badges very proudly. It's fair enough too.
Yeah, I was just thinking that actually. If I was to win a national title, I don't think I'd ever not wear them in a game.
No. Rightly so. Close here from Neville. Is it going to sit in?
Oh,
He's made that close to one blue.
David Brunton just claiming the shot there.
Andrew kicking the ball away. We've seen a lot of bowls thrown away here. I think it's just a sign, you know, we're in a national final. You don't want to make a mistake sometimes,
No,
do
you don't want to risk it.
So we see Brunton, and Brunton. They sort of edge ahead in this final. 8-6 up now on the second to last end, so 2 the difference. 2 to go. Of course, after this final, of course, we're going to have the Open Triples game between Gary Lowe, Graham Lowe and Jan Lowe and another team that we've had on the...
Simon Thomas.
Brilliant.
Of course, Simon Thomas this week having a pretty good nationals. 2 semi-finals and now today in the final, which no doubt he'll be stoked about that.
Yes, he is. He's in top form with Simon Thomas, and it'll be a great game to watch there because I think the Lows, they lost their second Peers final in a row earlier on in the week. They'll be looking to not lose a triples final as well.
No, and of course they've actually won a triples title in the past as well.
Yep, that's right. It's about 2012ish, I feel. So a great game coming up there. So don't get too comfortable after, too uncomfortable, I suppose, after this game. You can stay glued to your television or your phone or your laptop or whatever it is you're using to watch this. Good shot there.
And as a proud, somewhat South Islander, it's all South Island final too.
Yes, I did note that in the semi-final that if Simon Thomas won, this is an all South Island final. I wasn't as happy as you are about it, Georgia, but that's okay. Very strong South Island group of players coming through. Of course,
yeah, it's awesome to see, eh?
Yeah, we're going to have that naming as well of the North and South teams after the fours section play, I think it is.
Which is tomorrow?
Oh, was it tomorrow? That's
yes.
stressy times. Tomorrow, and that's always sort of a widely listened to and stressful occasion for a number of bowlers around the country. We'll get a North Island, South Island team. This year it's North Island's turn to tour the South Island, and that will culminate in a test match. And it should be a closely fought one. The South has been very close to breaking their run of losses in the last 2 or 3 years, but hasn't quite managed to make it.
Yeah, since 2003, I believe the South haven't won, but have come very close in the past few years.
Yeah, there's been a draw there somewhere, and the North got to hold on to it, I believe, because they were the previous winners. And there was a test match in Counties a couple of years ago that I was part of where I think the North had to win 6 out of the 8 games to win, and we did.
Oh, wow, that's
so
impressive.
We've been pushed right to the very edge, and I don't want to say it, but I think it's not that far away. I think it's not that far away for the South Island team before they get that elusive test match win. So we see this head sort of build up a bit funny.
It's quite spread out, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on the upper way. It's what you sort of see happen. Stay tuned as well at the end of this final because we are going to have an interview. I believe, Georgia, you're going to interview...
We sure are. It's been quite cool to see post-match interviews, get kind of a feel of how the winners are feeling afterwards and just a bit of an insight into the final, kind of what went down.
Yeah, I did my best with Ali Wilson, but he was very excited at winning his peers, and he's a man of few words at the best of times.
Yes, of course, after they win, it is kind of a shock to the system. Very excited, but also probably just getting over the fact they just won a national title.
I think if I'd been able to fast forward 2 or 3 hours, he might have been in a more talkative mood.
Yeah.
Neville Ciccone looking to pick that gap. Has he made it? Not quite made it. I'm not sure who's holding the shot there, Georgia.
Favouring the black-blue on the shots here, but it'll be interesting to see what the Bruntons do on this bowl here. Yeah,
because you're second to last scene of a national final. It's interesting psychology here Orange would be loving to score a point, be 3 up last end.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a bit more comfortable heading into the last end, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Andrew Brunton just falling a bit short there. Be disappointed with that.
Could be a handy block there, though.
Yeah, it could be. It might not. Yeah, you're right there, Georgia. So 6-8 down. Blue needs to score. Yeah, they just love to score any points, I suppose. But the shot he's indicating on is through that blue. You could make a 2 or a 3 out of this. It'd be nice to go into that last end of the final. He's close here. Has he got the weight? It's on the upper weight. It's going to start pulling up.
Into the orange.
Oh, he'll be gutted at that. He'll be very disappointed. Upper weight just got caught out by that difference in weight there. He was wanting to go through that blue ball that you can see a foot up from the square at 10 o'clock. I thought that David was going to crouch and try and measure then, Georgia. One blue.
Like
Right, one blue. What happened?
yeah, looks like one blue there.
There's some confusion. One blue, yes, yeah, one blue. So 7-8 now as we go into this final end. Although we called an extra end, Georgia.
Yes, we did. So if the Mangamahoe team, they get a 1 point here, extra end. That'll be pretty cool to see.
That would be excellent. As you rightly pointed out, we haven't seen one in a final yet this week. And what a time to start. 7-8, last end, blue bowl. I want to get it close. It'll be weighing on the players' minds here that they are in the national final. They've got 2 bowls to go each. You want to make them good.
What do you think the focus is for this last end? Of course, Blues wanting to score the last point, but what's the focus from Skip's point of view?
That's a good question. From a Skip's point of view, you're hoping that your team dishes up what they have for this thing. And as the player psychologically, and that's a great shot there, she's done it really well.
Example.
It's so easy in the last end. You start thinking, it's the last end of a final. If we win this, I get a badge. I get, blah, blah, blah. You forget to play your bowls.
Yeah.
They can go absolutely...
Can get a bit distracted in the old mind there.
Yeah, it can go haywire. So you just want to get yourself into that good space. What a shot
fantastic bowl there.
Sometimes you want to pump yourself up even more, which is what Lorraine's done. So you just know it's your last chance. It's your opportunity here. National finals don't come around every day or every week even. So you've got to take your chances when they arise. Brilliant. And Yvonne Brunton here. Great try, Yvonne.
Just getting caught on her orange bowl there.
Christine Midgley looking very calm, very composed on her backhand. On the big swing, there's Matt Bassett and Sean Blackburn wander into the hall. How's her weight?
It's quite interesting on this end. Of course, they're heading down on the faster end and most actually short of the jack.
Yes, it is intriguing. I think probably we're talking about how the last end affects players. You can often tighten up. When you tighten up, you fall short. He needs to get lucky here.
Looking a little too fast there.
Didn't get lucky. He was hoping, once he realised he was quick, you're just praying as a player that you hit something along the way.
Yeah,
as long as it's not the jack.
Yeah.
Christine Midgley on her backhand, looking to improve on her first one. She was a little bit shy first time round.
Looks like she's had a bit of speed to that.
Great effort here from Christine Midgley.
Yeah,
good
stunning
bowl.
bowl.
It's a big last 10 from the blue team. Ciccone, Midgley and Ciccone. Andrew Brunton will be feeling a little bit stressed at this stage, I think. Hoping that David can make a correction of his first one.
Looking to punch those orange through, what she has done.
Good result there. Played it with good weight. Good shot. Lovely camera angle there. We see the Southland Little Bowls jacket in the foreground on the bottom right. I like their logo. The new jackets, had them for just for a couple of years now.
Yeah, looking very sharp, and just seeing there Andrew Brunton looking a bit more relieved after David's bowl there.
Yes, he would have been freaking out, I think, before then.
It's always nice to be a skip and head into you to go play your bowls with the shot, isn't it?
For sure. Oh, and a great effort there from Neville Ciccone, just going past. We see what could be the last 3 bowls of this national final. And looking forward to the interview at the end of this match as well, Georgia.
Yeah.
Whoever it is that you're talking to, he might have another end to go yet.
As we mentioned before, it would be really cool to see an extra end in this final.
And Andrew doing nothing with that bowl, but he hasn't made the head worse. So we're going to see here Neville needs to try and salvage his team's hopes of a national title here. Just pointing sort of vaguely at the head. I think he probably has to try and get onto that blue bowl or just draw around it on his forehand side. What would you do?
Yeah, probably looking at that blue bowl onto the orange there. And of course, if you're a little bit wider, you can just draw it. Of course, as we mentioned in the past, it's quite the tricky hand, that one. It's very speedy and can just keep going.
Still talking, these two. Lorraine said, do whatever you want.
Always good advice in the last bowl, right?
I've heard worse. We see Neville on his backhand now. He's flicked it. I think we're going to see a win here. Yeah.
Yeah.
A win
Very
to the
unlikely
Brunton
for
team.
Andrew Brunton to play that last bowl.
Yeah, great shot. And congratulations to Brunton, and Brunton. We'll get an interview to you shortly of the winning team with Georgia. And until then, I'll just keep sort of chatting away. A great final it was. And we saw it well contested and well celebrated. Some joyous people. And it's nice to see the players there just sort of celebrating. Andrew, a little bit sad. Well, not sad. Overcome with emotion there, which is lovely to see. Means a lot to these players, and some of their friends and family sort of wander on. See that procession of congratulations that happens, but we'll see if we can't get the players just over for a little bit. After this, of course, we're going to have the Open Triples final, so hang around, don't leave your seat, or if you do leave your seat, just go get yourself a cup of tea or something and come back, because we will be seeing the Lows taking on Lamy. Okay, that's all good. So we've got a team in tears, so we won't have an interview for you after the final. Just a massive congratulations to those 3. Thanks, a huge thanks to Georgia Watt for joining me in commentary. And until next time, have a good one.
Today we're making new friends. We're building a community. And we're still doing all the things we love. We're getting the most out of every day. One day we'll rest, but not today.